thank you for joining us for the BPM Change Management PRR monthly meeting. My name is Ryan Ayer, representing the Customer Readiness team here at the ISO, and I will be facilitating today's web conference. Today's call is being recorded. These recordings are for informational and convenience purposes only. Any related transcriptions should not be reprinted without the ISO's permission. As a reminder, these calls are structured to stimulate an honest dialogue and engage different perspectives. While we welcome comments and questions, please remember to keep the comments professional and respectful. Speakers will present their respective PRRs, then pause for questions. If you are dialed in by phone only and not on the WebEx, you can enter the question queue at any time by pressing #2 on your telephone keypad. If you connected audio through the WebEx platform, please use the raise hand feature located above the chat box on the lower right-hand side of your screen. Please introduce yourself before asking your question. And if you need technical assistance during today's call, please send a chat message to the event producer. The purpose of today's meeting is to discuss the proposed revision requests that are in the initial recommendation stage of the process. Today, we'll be discussing 5 PRRs, 3 are in the initial stage, and 2 are in the recommendation stage, and all PRRs were submitted by the ISO. The purpose of BPMs is to set forth business practices that implement the ISO tariff. The ISO conducts a yearly policy initiative roadmap process to consider and rank initiatives. Policy changes submitted through the PRR process will be referred to the policy initiative roadmap process. Each subject area in a BPM is based on enabling language in the ISO tariff. The PRR process cannot be used to introduce changes that are not supported by the existing tariff authority. As an FYI, the California ISO is drafting a new BPM, Resource Interconnection Standards. This BPM contains implementation requirements for both small and large generating facility interconnections to the CAISO-controlled grid. The Resource Interconnection Standards applies to interconnection requests that are either assigned to Q Cluster 15 and subsequent Q clusters, or submitted for the fast track process after the Resource Interconnection Standards is effective. This message is intended for informational purposes only, and you can send any questions or comments related to this BPM to bpm_cm@caiso.com. The first BPM we're covering is for market instruments, PRR number 1581, which is in the initial stage. Nicole will be covering for this slide. I'll go ahead and pass it to you, Nicole.
Thank you, Ryan. PRR 1581 is for rules of bidding above the soft offer cap as a result of the price formation project. The reason for this revision is to revise the cap on all default energy bids from $1,000 per megawatt hour to $2,000 for both the day ahead and real time. Stakeholders with the ISO agreed that resources subject to the soft offer cap should have the ability to reflect their costs, including valid opportunity cost in their supply offers, when these costs rise above $1,000. The target effective date was August 1st, 2024. We did not receive any comments, and the initial comment period expired on August 14th, and the next step is to post a recommendation. Are there any questions on this PRR?
All right, the next PRR we'll be covering is for market operations, PRR number 1577, which is in the recommendation stage. Nicole, I'll go ahead and pass it to you.
All right, so for PRR 1577, this has to do with 3 unrelated corrections and clarifications. So we made the corrections for RDRR clearing economic hourly block bids that are not eligible for bid cost recovery. There was also a typo in an inadvertent error when the minimum effectiveness threshold should be 0.2%, not 2%. And also another correction for energies with resource adequacy capacity that do not use these regulation energy managements. They do not have a requirement to submit a $0 megawatt availability bids in the RUC. There was an error on our side when we opened this PRR up for commenting period, and it did not have the available commenting period. So we are actually leaving this PRR in the recommendation stage to allow for that full 2-month period. Also, there is an error in the presentation where I added that comment to the wrong slide. That's actually showing up on slide 1579. I just want to draw your attention that that comment about the late PR does not apply to 1579. It's actually supposed to be on here. This does not change the effective date or anything. We just want to make sure that everyone has the full commenting availability on this PRR. Are there any questions so far? All right. So the next BPM will be the Energy Imbalance Market, PRR 1580. This one is for clarification on the resource efficiency evaluation with CAISO discount interchange award timing. We added a section 11.3.2 for resource efficiency evaluation that the capacity and flexible ramping tests are configured to execute after receipt of the latest award interchange data. We did receive initial comments from Arizona Public Service as well as SRP. Those comments will be addressed by the EIM team. I'm just covering for them today, so I don't have any responses to comments. We will post those if we don't have them already. The comment period expired on August 14th, and the next step is to post a recommendation. Are there any questions about this PRR?
All right, thank you, Nicole. The next PRR we'll be covering is for transmission planning process, PRR number 1579, which is in the initial stage. Andrew, I'll go ahead and turn it over to you.
Thank you. So as mentioned, this is part of the TPP, transmission planning process, BPM, specifically related to phase 3, submitting project sponsor proposals. There were updates made to the application deposit as well as the cost capped. The application deposit was increased to $100,000 and the cost cap was removed. This update was to remain consistent with tariff section 24.5.6. The initial comment period expired August 14th, and we'll be moving forward on this. Are there any questions?
All right, no questions. Thank you, Andrew. The next PRR we'll be covering is for generator interconnection and deliverability allocation procedures, PRR number 1578, which is in the recommendation stage. Dawn, I'll go ahead and turn it over to you.
Hello, PRR 1578 just corrects an error. The word was substation when it should have been substantial. The initial comment period expired July 17th. There were no comments, and the next step is to post a recommendation. Any questions?
All right, thank you, Dawn. The next BPM monthly meeting is scheduled for Tuesday, September 24th at 11 a.m. Pacific time. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, you can email us at bpm_cm@caiso.com. That concludes our meeting for today, and thank you for your time.